Okay, I'm going to try to change this screen on the Garmin Nuvi 350, and you can see that the screen is cracked right here. And the first thing you're going to want to do is flip this antenna up, and you're going to want to take these T5 Torx screws out. And I'm going to go ahead and pause it. Okay, so the Torx screws are out. I'll turn the light on so you can probably see it a little bit better. Then you're going to want to separate this bezel. If it doesn't separate as easily as this one did, you can use the separation tool right here. Usually it'll come apart pretty easy. And once you get a hold of it, you kind of slide it out this way. Be real easy with that because it can get caught on the actual antenna or the wire underneath. And once you have that off, your ultimate goal is to get to these T5 screws, the Torx screws underneath this hinge, and I'll show you how to take that hinge off without breaking it. You can actually use I usually just use the same tool. This is the T5 Torx head. You can actually set it right into the right side hinge hole right here. I don't know if you can see that. Push to the left, and actually that's not working too well, so let's do it this way. You can use the plastic removal tool for this also. Let's go ahead and pull this out and get this out of the way. You can see that it comes out. Just kind of slide it to the right, pull it out, and try to take it easy on it because that is a little bit brittle. I'm going to go ahead and pause it because I'm having trouble. I don't have a tripod right now, so I'm having trouble doing this with one hand. Let me pause it, and then I'll show you again how. Okay, so basically I was able to use the T5, set it into the right side of the hinge if it's facing the same way that mine is facing right now. Apply pressure to your left, to that side, and then you're going to kind of push up a little bit on it, and what you'll end up with is this. Now, don't panic, but you do need to pay attention when you open it up because there will be a spring, and then there's going to be part of the hinge that's going to look like this, and that's what actually allows it to become a hinge and to have a little bit of resistance when you're moving it back and forth. Just save those parts with the screws. Go ahead and set the spring right back in that. Keep those together. And then you're going to remove these T5 Torx screws. And with the hinge, you do have to apply some pressure to it. So I know it kind of feels like you're going to break it, but it's pretty tough. But you still do want to be careful. Try not to force it too much because you'll feel it come out when it actually does. So as long as you're pushing left on it and then a little bit up, you can actually, if you can find a thinner tool that fits in between those two, it's a good thing to do. It helps it come out a little bit easier. I just decided to make this tutorial because I normally repair screens and replace screens for Apple products, but I have a friend who requested this, and then there were quite a few people online who requested it also, so apparently there's not a video online, at least not the one that I'm aware of. And I'm going to go ahead and pause this also because, like I said, no tripod. I'm having trouble doing this one hand. Okay, now after you've removed the antenna cover and then the hinge, and then next these two T5 torque screws, this is what you should end up with. Your best bet's probably going to be to enter from the SD slot card side. Start at the top of the bezel right here, and then separate it, and use the soft separation tool, because if not, you're going to end up with a really marred up and ugly GPS. And this pretty much prevents that, which most of you pretty much already know. So, and that's what you'll end up with. And once again, I'm going to go ahead and pause it so that I can safely remove the bezel. Okay, now I've been able to remove it. The top side of the screen is what's going to come up first, and you're probably going to feel it hinge a little bit on the bottom. Just be real careful, kind of work it out, push up this way a little bit, and then straight back toward yourself a little bit. And that's the result that you'll end up with. And that's all I'm going to show for this video. If anybody else has any more questions, I'll probably post the rest of it. This was more or less a video just on trying to get actually into the Garmin, because most of the requests that I got, people that actually said that they couldn't even get into the machine at all. So that's how you enter the machine. For those of you that replace screens from here, you probably shouldn't have a problem replacing the new screen, so the new LCD. But like I said, if you have any more requests, if anybody has requests as far as on replacing the actual LCD, I'll post that for you upon request. Good luck. Okay, I just wanted to update on this video, post one last video real quick, and just to make sure that everybody's clear on how to actually remove the LCD. I don't want to be responsible for anybody maybe tearing the ribbon cables when they're actually removing it. So basically, you're going to want it, when you're actually removing the ribbon cables, there's a little lever on each one, and you just want to grab a hold of it, flip it up before you pull the ribbon cable out. There's going to actually be two here, one for the digitizer and one for the backlight and video. So just be real careful with those. You can see the digitizer and the backlight and video cable, the ribbon cables. And as long as you flip these up, you should have no problem just pulling them out. And once again, I can post the rest of the video regarding the actual installment of the new LCD upon request. But just let me know if you have any questions, and good luck.